Hello and welcome to an emotionally charged episode of Double Barrel Gaming. I'm your host, MrBooMStickXL, and on today's episode, we're going to be discussing the horrendous tragedy that happened in Florida where 17 people lost their lives on February 14th, 2018. The animal that committed these atrocities was 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, who was a former student of Stoneman Douglas High School where the shootings took place. This is now the 30th mass shooting event that has taken place in 2018 and should have many people in this country as concerned as I am. 17 children as well as staff members lost their lives in what was supposed to be a joyous day of love and caring for one another. Valentine's Day in this country will never be looked upon in the same light ever again. Now, some are wondering why I would bring up this subject on a channel that's typically video game based. On Thursday, one day after the shooting, Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin sidestepped a question regarding gun control and then pointed the blame at video games, movies, and the music industry as being the culprit. Here's what he had to say. We need to have an honest conversation as to what should and should not be allowed in the United States as it relates to things being put in the hands of our young people, he told the Cincinnati Enquirer. Just one day after the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, Governor Bevin limited his public criticism of the First Amendment and not the Second. In an effort to remove blame from the firearm industry, Governor Bevin calls on the video game, movie, and music industry to find a solution to violence in the United States, though he refrained from mentioning anything about guns. The interview with Governor Bevin continues with, "Our culture is crumbling from within. All of you, we have to step it up. We are adults. Let's act like it." He implored, "Let's step forward. Let's start a conversation and let's try to figure out how to repair the fabric of America that's being shredded beyond recognition." That's all I'm going to read from you from this article because, as you can tell in my voice, I'm aggravated beyond belief. This is what I would call typical politician speak. In everything I just read to you from that article, he does not mention gun control in any way, which of course is not surprising because he's a politician, and if he's privately funded or backed by the NRA, he wouldn't want to ruffle feathers with donors. Here are some facts that you might not be familiar with. These laws are from New York City. If you apply to become a police officer, besides all of the background checks that you have to go through, you are required to be at least the age of 20 and one half before entering the police academy, so when you graduate, you would officially become 21 years of age, being legally able to carry a firearm for your job. Also in New York City, in order to go into a bar or purchase any kind of liquor, you would require not only to have an ID, but also be the age of 21. How is it that in Florida, a 19-year-old was able to walk into a firearm shop and purchase an assault rifle with ammunition legally? This has me scratching my head as to why there isn't a countrywide law that states you have to be at least 21 years of age to purchase a firearm. A background check that only takes about an hour is unacceptable by any means. The person trying to buy the firearm should wait at least 5 business days until the proper background check is conducted by the store or company. I've been gaming since 1978, and from 78 to 1994, before swearing an oath to the city of New York and becoming one of NYPD's finest, I never had any thoughts or ambitions to do a mass shooting of any kind because I was playing violent video games like Doom, Castle Wolfenstein, Night Trap, or Mortal Kombat. Blaming the entertainment industry for a mass shooting is a complete cop-out by any politician looking to push that narrative. The ERSB, which stands for the Entertainment Software Ratings Board, was created in 1994 to make sure that people playing adult-themed or violent video games were of the proper age. If a video game was deemed too violent, it's given an M for mature. Stores that sell violent video games to kids get fined heavily. This is an issue that is of no consequence to the entire situation, regardless of how a politician tries to spin it. Video game controllers do not kill people. People that are allowed to buy firearms who are not mentally capable of doing so and are not of the proper age are what kill people. I'm sure that the video game, movie, and music industry will continue to be in the crosshairs of the politicians who support the NRA rather than making stricter laws on who can buy handguns as well as assault rifles. I do not shy away from speaking about very serious topics, and I hope that you enjoyed today's video as well as my opinions on the terrible tragedy that occurred in Florida. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say. Please leave your opinions in the comment sections below. Thanks again for tuning in to a very serious episode of Double Barrel Gaming. If you enjoyed it, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Have an awesome day.